The guy who wanted to know my testimony. The guy who loved camping, but I finally found out he hadn't camped since Cub Scouts. The guy with the bangs parted in the center of his forehead. Exact center. And I knew I couldn't look at that for the rest of my life. Or the next batch. The guy who stole the condiments off the table. The guy with an East Tennessee twang so pronounced that I thought he was kidding. The guy who was a Washington lobbyist for Comcast. Over my dead body. After match day number 32, I'm ashamed to admit I began considering the possibilities. That lawyer? It never hurts to have a lawyer in the family. The HVAC? That would come in handy. That tennis coach? He could fix my forehand. Then there were the rich guys. The one who took me to a fancy resort, told me exactly what everything costs, stiffed the servers, and then packed the hotel robe into my suitcase. When I got home, I mailed it back. The one who drove a late model Mercedes sports car was the next rich guy. He told me he made $400K, and everything seemed to line up until I figured out he was an out-of-work executive with a really pretty car that was pretty unpaid for. Then there was the guy who said something obnoxious enough on our second date for me to cross him off my list. He asked for a do-over. We met at a restaurant where he began to chat up the server. He was too busy flirting to notice that I walked up the door. Along the way, I had to get used to rejection. When I found a college crush on Match, I was pretty sure it was my destiny. He was everything I remembered. I turned on my maximum charm for 2 hours, and then I saw him make a deliberate yawn. Ouch. Another time I met for a drink with a model handsome photographer. I could tell I wasn't measuring up, so finally I said, look, I think you're looking for Barbie, and I'm not Barbie, so why don't we just relax and have a great time? And then that's exactly what we did. Ironically, it was a Knoxville guy who wasn't on Match who dealt me the worst rejection. Even with all my experience dating, I had never encountered an honest-to-goodness player. I didn't wonder why he gave me a key to his place after only 2 days. I didn't wonder why he would disappear for days, or why he would go hot and cold. And then, out of the blue, he dropped me. A week later, when his low-down cruelty sunk in, my friends made a video of me throwing everything he gave me off the James White Bridge, including the key. The video went viral among my friends and family. After 46 dates, I was so tired of internet dating that I began asking guys who weren't a match if they wanted to be friends. The used car salesman became my trail riding buddy. The sweet guy who never shut up became my Kate's Cove riding buddy. The guy with the gorgeous English accent began hiking with me. Along the way, there were guys that I dated longer. The forestry professor who trained park rangers taught me how to call an owl, identify animal tracks, and how to hold a tarantula. He was kind, but really odd. Once at a drive-thru, he jerked the two environmentally harmful plastic straws out of the bag and angrily held them in front of the kid at the window. I had to break it to him that the kid had no idea what he was doing. And if he did know, he wouldn't care. Then there was the triathlete from Atlanta who coached me to next level mountain biking and trail running. And that is from very, very beginning to, very beginning. We're not talking. When he qualified for the Xterra World Championship in Hawaii, he invited me to go along. The morning of the race, I saw him give himself an injection, and it made me sad. On the bright side, I did get second place in the Friends and Family Women's Trail Run in my division. I cannot end my story without telling you about date number 58. He wore a red blazer that reminded me of a trade show salesman. Our conversation barely begun when he stopped me. You are the woman that I've been looking for. I was one part horrified and one part mesmerized. The date had just gotten interesting. Let's travel anywhere in the world. The pyramids of Giza, the Taj Mahal, the Riviera. My grandfather is an oil man, so we can spend all the money we want. I was hooked. No way was I not finishing this real-life train wreck of a date. I ate my steak in peace as he dreamed aloud of all we could become together. As he planned our life, I watched the last diner leave. Our server dropped off the check. But wait, he wanted to see the dessert menu. Of course he did. He mulled which of the 6 desserts to order and finally said, heck, let's just have all 6. And the last thing I remember about that date was tucking a $20 bill under my plate. I gave up after 64 dates. I was tired of being dragged all over the field for years. I had wanted a wise and kind guy with a sense of humor and a moral compass. Had I asked too much? As I canceled my match profile, I caught a glimpse of a new member. Meet number 65, my husband, the love of my life, John Morgan.
All right, we're going to take a 7-minute break. What time is it now? Anybody? 6:53. We'll be back at 7 o'clock straight up for 3 more stories that you don't want to miss. Thank you very much. Remember, if you're going to order food or drink, take a pink laminated card so they know to bring the order back into this room. Thank you very much. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Riley. Thank you, Mary Lawrence.
So far, I'm loving
Good
this.
job.
I'm loving this whole thing.
What?
I'm loving the whole thing.
I know, it's great.
I'm going to go to the restroom.
Okay.